The academy, the university, is a notoriously patriarchal, heritage-driven society, organization. People over the age of 60 are given precedence. MacArthur fellowships, yes, they go to new geniuses, but quite often to enduring figures in the field. For us, the whole issue is the new. Humanities institutes were actually invented as units in the late 80s and early 90s because of the new ideas volcanically erupting throughout the humanities. Ideas of political scholarship, the results of the 60s and identity politics, feminist, gay, minority readings of canonical literatures, debates about what counts and what the values of the humanities are, and all of that was about pushing the humanities in a new direction.
Medical world has made us able to live longer. The business world has made us to live better and more comfortably. And all to what end? The humanities provide that end. It's really thinking about what have I done for mankind? What are the problems of our world? These are the issues that the humanists struggle with constantly, and this is really what's important. It is our hope that we will achieve a multi-faceted result of recognition for scholars and their work, and recognition for the Institute. Now this prize, I've had the honor of seeding the prize, as it were, for the next 3 years. But our real hope is that some other individual or family that believes in the humanities as strongly as I do will step up and provide the endowment for this prize, and that can honor that family or whoever they choose, and will allow this prize to continue in perpetuity.
Philosophy, as I see it, has to straddle, sort of divide between two different tasks it faces. On the one hand, it tries to develop a picture of reality, a picture of the world that seems intuitively plausible and is also in line with the results of science, of scientific inquiry. On the other hand, one of the main tasks of philosophy is to understand the role of human beings in the world and understand human practices, the foundations of human practices of thinking and talking and interpreting the world and each other and so forth. I mean, I think of my work as essentially foundational and addressing questions that arise in the first place out of intellectual curiosity, if you like. So I think an understanding of the nature of possibility has proven fairly elusive, and one of the things I'm trying to do is I try to illuminate this concept of possibility. I try to start with the question of what the concept of possibility is for, what purpose it serves in the lives of human beings. Why should creatures with our interests and concerns have developed this concept?
She's an anthropologist. She was a graduate fellow of ours. We're very proud of that. She's now a professor of history at Concordia University. And early on, as a Jew and a very self-defining person who defines herself as a Jew, very interested in Judaism, she became fascinated by the fact that in the last 10-15 years there has begun this heritage tour of Eastern Europe. What she's interested in is the landscape of the shtetl of Jewish life in Poland and Eastern Europe before the Holocaust ruined it, wiped it out. She has found that in the last 15 years there are all of these tourist organizations, heritage organizations that are, if you will, remaking the sites of where Jewry was and so on and so forth. And it's a very interesting thing because you may know that the horrifying fact of the map of Jewish culture in Poland is its absolute absence. The camps are, as you probably know, rusted, overgrown places with lovely forests around them. Very little trace of the intensity of what was. Her work starts from the fact of a particular set of buildings and to try and tell a story around them and analyze the story. It's the kind of public intellectual work that you might associate in particular with Latin America. Amazing story, not that unusual also. Montevideo, horrifying fascist prison, symptom/sign of everything that was Clodio about Latin America in the old days, Uruguay, of course. All of a sudden, democratic change, new kind of government, entrance of global capitalism, entrance of consumer society. What do you do with the building? It ends up being remade as a mall, a shopping mall, right out of the prison. Now that is very interesting. When people go to this prison, do they think, oh my God, this used to be a prison, now it's a mall? Have they preserved some of the elements of the prison as a kind of memorial or memory? It's rather the idea to erase the past altogether. And is that a good thing? So that starting from this very simple building and its transformations, vast questions about how people remember the past, how they reconstruct it, what they're doing in this new Montevideo society in order to remake the places of the past and so forth. The prize itself is a sign to the university community, to national centers similar to ours, indeed to the general public, that what the Institute wants to dignify is young people, that it's the young people who carry heritage into the future. This Institute tries to understand and keep in mind in everything that it does, that if the humanities don't grow as fast as and as deeply as and with the contours of this rapidly changing world where 20 years ago there was no internet, where young people are completely global in a way I can hardly imagine, then indeed the humanities will in fact become a fusty old thing of little interest to anyone. So for us the importance is young people.